Hi and welcome to the second episode of ChefEwald.com, Chef Ewald TV as well. I hope that you enjoyed last week's program, and I hope that you all made a fantastic bechamel, because it was so quick and easy to make. What we're going to do today is we're going to make another simple dish that often a lot of people struggle with, and this is what we call a beef stroganoff. And I will take you through the ingredients, and I will show you how easy this is. Again, 10-15 minutes maximum of your time spent at home, and you don't have to worry about cooking an exuberant dish. For our stroganoff, we're going to need some nice fresh cream. We're going to need a little bit of olive oil, product known as a dill or gherkin, already preserved. We're going to need some paprika. We're going to need nice fresh mushrooms. Use some fresh garlic. We're going to use an onion. We've got some rum over here. We've got a beautiful red wine. We've got instant beef stock, and we've got beautiful meat that we'll cut into pieces later, and that will be our
Kamaya, hey, kalinka maya, saduya garamalinka maya, hey, kalinka maya, saduya garamalinka maya, hey, kalinka maya, saduya garamalinka maya. Kalinka maya, saduya garamalinka maya, hey, kalinka maya, saduya garamalinka maya, hey, kalinka maya, saduya garamalinka.
Started some pasta on the side here while I was busy chopping up all those beautiful ingredients for our stroganoff, and you can basically serve it with any starch of your choice. What works very well is either pasta or rice, and what I've got over here is spaghetti. We decided on doing that for today, and I'm gonna just quickly tell you about why this wine is actually in this bottle. Beautiful bottle, obviously saying it's wine, but what is a very nice technique that we used here is we use this little, it looks like a champagne flute, okay, but basically what we do is we pour it through here so that the wine can actually air, okay, and get all that beautiful fragrance going and that taste going. So a very nice little contraption over here. Really works wonders, brings out the full flavor of the wine. So I'm going to use that beautiful wine in the cooking. And while I'm busy with that, I've already added some oil in my pan. And what's very important here, because this is where we're going to start with the beef. Okay, and we need a very hot pan. We need to sear the meat instantly, okay, so that it doesn't dry out. And I'm going to start with my meat. Okay, we want a nice hot pan. You want to see the smoke coming from the pan, and we're going to start in batches cooking off our meat. We want high heat so that it seals off immediately. Like any chef, I also get thirsty. I'm going to have a beer while I'm finishing off this beautiful stroganoff. And what we're going to do is we're going to fry the last little bit of meat off, and we're going to flambe, so I can show you nicely how to do the flambe, and we're going to do that right now. Yes. Right now I'm going to do the flambe, and this is where it becomes tricky. I'm going to use the strong alcohol. You need a strong alcohol because otherwise it won't actually flame. And this is where you can see over here, I've got the hop, it can extract. I don't want to put in too much. Make sure you don't burn down your own house. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to in the hot pan, add a little bit of the rum, use my lighter, and there you go. Very nice. Now, already the alcohol's burnt out, you can see that. It's just for extra flavor. Again, I say, if you don't want to use the alcohol, you're more than welcome to. But the alcohol just gives a nice show. It's always a wow factor in when you're cooking. And it just gives a little bit of flavor. All the alcohol's burnt out, it's just for the flavor. And that's our beef strips done and dusted. Okay, so now the hot part is over. All the heavy cooking has been done. The meat has been sealed off. And now all that we're going to do is we're going to take our mushrooms, we're going to take our onions, we're going to take our gherkins. We're going to add it into our pan. Again, I'm using the same pan. I don't want to lose that flavor. We're going to add it in there, cook it off a little bit. So I'm going to start firstly with my onion. Seeing that it is quite a hardy vegetable. Okay, you want to cook that off. You don't want to burn it. So the heat is quite lower than when it was for the meat, when we sealed off the meat. I wish you can really smell this onion cooking because the flavor and the smell from the onion and this pan and all that beautiful meat flavor and juice that's in this pan. I can promise you if anyone walks past your door, they're going to definitely want to be sitting down at your table eating this beautiful dish. Now I'm going to start adding the mushrooms. And as you can see, guys, it's one pot cooking this. This is what the beauty of the stroganoff is. Quick, easy, one pot does it all. So I'm using beef stock. This is instant beef stock. You get some good quality products. We're not going to have time to make beef stock. We'll do that in another episode. Just going to add a little bit of beef stock just to give it that nice beefy, extra beefy flavor. That's gorgeous. And now we're going to use some of our brilliant red wine as well, just to give it a little bit of an edge. And I just want to have a look at this gorgeous color in this pan. Just look at the color of this beautiful sauce that is in here. Now all the nice little pieces that was stuck to the pan is now loosened. Okay, we've got all this beautiful flavor in the sauce. Now we want to just reduce this slightly because we don't want it too saucy, because we're going to add a little bit of bechamel. Remember last week's episode? Nice and easy. We're going to add it to this, and it's going to be a nice, beautiful, creamy, beautiful stroganoff. And the big thing about this is we don't want it too watery or too runny. So I'm just going to slightly reduce this. And I'm also now going to add my gherkins in here. Give that nice tanginess. And I'm also going to add a little bit of paprika just to give it that spiciness. Because the paprika actually comes in because it was in Russia that they made this. They needed something just to heat them up a little bit, if you would. And I'm going to add a little bit of the paprika now so it can cook out, so we don't have the raw paprika in here. Bechamel a little bit earlier. You can see it's a little bit thick. Don't worry too much about it. The heat, as soon as it touches the heat, it will start melting down and will become nice and saucy. So we're going to add that in there. We might add a little bit later. Let's have a look at how much sauce we're actually going to get from this. Yeah, I know we're definitely going to need to add a little bit more. But as you can see, as it gets to the heat, look at how nicely it mixes into this beautiful mushroom, onion, and the gherkins. Okay, and it becomes this nice, beautiful sauce. I'm also going to add a little bit of cream to this, because traditionally the stroganoff is actually served with sour cream. Now, we've already got the sour bit in here, which is the gherkins, so we don't need to use sour cream. If you prefer to use sour cream, you are more than welcome to. Right? So I'm going to take my cream just to give it a nice, smooth, beautiful consistency. And the thing is here, you want to slightly turn down your heat because you don't want to boil your cream, because it can curdle and it will make your sauce look all ugly and not nice. And as you can see, just that little bit of cream, look at that beautiful creamy consistency. Absolutely fantastic. I love this dish. It's such a lovely dish to cook at home. Just look at that. And this is where the brilliant part comes in. You did all the hard work here, and now all that we do, we're going to add that sauce of the meat. We're going to add it to our sauce. And all that we want to do is we want to heat our meat up. Put that part there. Right. And now we can see if we're going to need some more sauce. Again, if you look at this, not too saucy, okay? Not a dry dish, similar to a stew, but not a stew because it doesn't cook as long as a stew. Okay, and this is the final dish. So what I've done here is I just basically finished off with a little bit of fresh basil. The choice is yours yet again. You can use rosemary, you can use thyme. Basil just goes very well with the creaminess. Spaghetti, you can see there's enough sauce for the pasta to absorb. It's not a dry dish. Guys, really 10-15 minutes of your time, beautiful simple dish that you can make. And ladies and gentlemen, this is really, I've tasted it just before I played it. It is absolutely superb, and I really hope you make this at home and enjoy it. Please log in next week and have a look at our new episode where I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice easy summer gazpacho using nice fresh ingredients. I hope to tune in again next week. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Cheers. Bye.
Kalinka maya Saduyaga malinka maya Hey! Kalinka maya Saduyaga malinka maya Hey! Kalinka maya Saduyaga malinka maya Hey! Kalinka maya Saduyaga malinka maya